Hello and welcome. Make yourself comfortable, take a deep breath, and let me tell you a quiet story about tea. Tea is one of the most beloved drinks in the world today, but its origins stretch back thousands of years, wrapped in mystery and legend. According to an ancient Chinese tale, tea was discovered by Emperor Shennong around 2737 BCE. Shennong was a wise ruler and a skilled herbalist who believed in boiling water before drinking it to keep it pure and safe. One day, while resting beneath a tree, a few leaves from that tree gently drifted into his boiling water. Curious, he tasted the infusion and was delighted by its refreshing flavor and soothing aroma. That tree was the tea plant Camellia sinensis. While this story is charming, the true beginnings of tea are harder to pinpoint. Archaeological evidence shows that tea leaves were used in China as far back as the Shang dynasty, around 1600 to 1046 BCE. For centuries, tea was primarily a medicinal herb, valued for its healing properties and used in traditional Chinese medicine. During the Tang dynasty, from 618 to 907 CE, tea drinking became a refined cultural practice. It was no longer just medicine but a daily pleasure enjoyed by scholars, poets, and nobles. Tea houses began to appear, places where people gathered to share stories, ideas, and the calming ritual of tea drinking. In the 9th century, a Buddhist monk named Eisai traveled from China to Japan, bringing tea seeds and the knowledge of tea preparation. Tea quickly became an important part of Japanese culture, especially among monks who used it to stay alert during long meditation sessions. Over time, the Japanese developed the tea ceremony, or shinoyu, a graceful and mindful ritual that celebrates harmony, respect, purity, and tranquility. Centuries later, in the 17th century, tea made its way to Europe through Dutch and Portuguese traders. At first, tea was a rare and expensive luxury, enjoyed only by the wealthy elite. But as trade routes expanded and demand grew, tea became more accessible to the general public. In England, tea drinking blossomed in the 18th century, becoming a beloved national pastime. The English developed their own customs around tea, including afternoon tea, a social event where friends and family gather to enjoy tea with light snacks. Tea gardens and tea rooms became popular places to relax and connect. Today, tea is enjoyed by billions of people worldwide. There are countless varieties, from delicate white teas and fragrant green teas to robust black teas and exotic oolongs. People drink tea hot or cold, plain or with milk, sugar, lemon, or honey. Tea is more than just a drink. It is a symbol of culture, comfort, and connection. Sound of the fireplace softens. As you listen to this story, imagine the gentle steam rising from a warm cup of tea. Feel the calm spreading through your body, the quiet peace of a moment just for you. Let your thoughts drift like tea leaves floating in water, slowly settling as you prepare for restful sleep. Now, if you haven't drifted off to sleep just yet, allow me to share another story with you. A story of another beloved beverage, one that has also traveled the world and captured the hearts of millions. Tonight, let's also explore the story of coffee. Coffee is one of the world's most beloved beverages, enjoyed by millions every day. But its journey from a simple bean to a global comfort is a tale full of mystery, discovery, and culture. The story begins in the ancient highlands of Ethiopia, where, according to legend, a goat herder named Kaldi noticed something unusual. One day, Kaldi saw his goats becoming unusually energetic after eating the red berries from a certain bush. Curious, he tried the berries himself and felt a newfound alertness and joy. Word of these magical berries spread, and soon monks in nearby monasteries began brewing a drink from them to help stay awake during long hours of prayer and meditation. This early coffee was a simple, bitter brew, but it served its purpose well. From Ethiopia, coffee traveled to the Arabian Peninsula, where it found a new home. By the 15th century, Coffee was being cultivated in Yemen, and the city of Mocha became famous for its rich coffee trade. Coffee houses, known as kavakhana, began to appear in cities like Mecca and Cairo. These coffee houses became centers of social life, where people gathered to talk, listen to music, play games, and share ideas. Coffee's journey continued to spread across the world. In the 17th century, coffee arrived in Europe, where it quickly gained popularity. At first, some people were suspicious of this dark, bitter drink, calling it the bitter invention of Satan. But soon, coffee houses opened in cities like London, Paris, and Vienna, becoming hubs of intellectual discussion and creativity. In the centuries that followed, coffee cultivation expanded to the Americas, Asia, and beyond. Plantations were established in tropical regions, and coffee became a major global commodity. Different cultures developed their own unique ways of preparing and enjoying coffee, from the strong espresso of Italy to the sweet, spiced coffee of Turkey. Today, coffee is more than just a drink. It is a ritual, a moment of comfort, and a way to connect with others. Whether you enjoy a quiet morning cup or a lively cafe gathering, coffee carries with it centuries of history and tradition. Now, if you haven't drifted off to sleep just yet, allow me to share another story with you. A story of another beloved treat, one that has also traveled the world and captured the hearts of millions. Tonight, let's also explore the story of chocolate. Chocolate, as we know it today, is a sweet and indulgent treat enjoyed by people of all ages. But its origins are far from the candy bars and desserts we find on store shelves. The story of chocolate begins thousands of years ago in the ancient civilizations of Mesoamerica. The earliest evidence of chocolate use comes from the Olmec civilization in present-day Mexico, dating back to around 1900 BCE. The Olmecs consumed chocolate as a bitter drink, made from cacao beans, water, and spices. This early chocolate was far different from the sweet treat we know today. Later, the Maya civilization adopted and refined the use of cacao. They considered chocolate a sacred and valuable substance, using it in religious ceremonies, as medicine, and even as currency. The Maya drank their chocolate cold, often flavored with chili peppers, herbs, and spices. The Aztecs also revered chocolate, calling it zacalatl, which means bitter water. They believed that cacao was a gift from the god Quetzalcoatl and used it in religious rituals and royal feasts. The Aztecs did not have access to sugar, so their chocolate remained a bitter and spicy drink. In the 16th century, Spanish conquistadors arrived in the Americas and encountered chocolate for the first time. Initially, they found the bitter drink unappealing, but they soon began to adapt it to their tastes. They added sugar, honey, and vanilla to make it sweeter and more palatable. Chocolate quickly became a popular drink among the Spanish elite, and it was soon introduced to the rest of Europe. For many years, chocolate remained a luxury item, enjoyed only by the wealthy. In the 19th century, several key innovations transformed chocolate into the sweet treat we know today. In 1828, Coenraad van Houten invented a process for separating cocoa butter from cacao beans, making it possible to create smoother and more consistent chocolate. In 1879, Daniel Peter and Henri Nestle developed milk chocolate by adding condensed milk to chocolate. These innovations paved the way for the mass production of chocolate, making it more affordable and accessible to the general public. Chocolate bars, candies, and desserts became increasingly popular, and chocolate quickly became a global phenomenon. Now, if you haven't drifted off to sleep just yet, allow me to share another story with you. A story that takes us far beyond the comforts of home and into the vast unknown. Tonight, let's embark on a journey through time and explore the world of ancient travels and explorations. Long before airplanes, trains, or even sturdy ships, humans were driven by a deep curiosity and a yearning to discover what lay beyond the horizon. These ancient travelers set out on paths that were often unmarked and uncertain, guided only by the stars, the sun, and their own courage. One of the earliest great journeys was made by the Egyptians. Around 2500 BCE, they sent expeditions to distant lands in search of precious goods. Queen Hatshepsut, one of Egypt's most remarkable rulers, commissioned a voyage to the mysterious land of Punt. This journey was filled with wonder and risk, crossing seas and deserts to bring back treasures like frankincense, myrrh, and exotic animals. The success of this expedition enriched Egypt and expanded its knowledge of the world. Far across the Mediterranean, the Phoenicians were master sailors and traders. Their ships, sleek and swift, sailed the vast seas, connecting distant ports and cultures. They established colonies along the coasts of North Africa, Spain, and beyond. Some say they even circumnavigated the great continent of Africa, a feat of navigation that would not be matched for centuries. Their voyages were not just about trade. They were about weaving a web of connection across the ancient world. In ancient Greece, exploration was woven into stories and myths. The epic tales of Odysseus, who wandered for years after the Trojan War, speak of distant islands, strange creatures, and the relentless pull of adventure. These stories, though filled with magic and legend, reflect a real human desire to explore and understand the world beyond familiar shores. The Romans, with their vast empire, built roads that stretched like arteries across Europe, Asia, and Africa. These roads were more than just paths for armies. They were routes for merchants, travelers, and explorers. Roman legions marched into new lands, mapping territories and establishing cities. Their explorations brought new knowledge and connected diverse peoples under one vast empire. In the East, the Silk Road was a remarkable network of trade routes stretching thousands of miles from China to the Mediterranean. Along these roads traveled merchants, monks, and adventurers, carrying silk, spices, ideas, and stories. The Silk Road was not just a path for goods, but a bridge between cultures, fostering exchange and understanding across continents. These ancient journeys were filled with challenges. Travelers faced harsh deserts, stormy seas, wild animals, and unknown peoples. Yet, their courage and determination opened the doors to new worlds, laying the foundations for the global connections we enjoy today. Myths of ancient Greece. Tales of gods, heroes, and monsters. Long ago, in the sun-drenched land of ancient Greece, where the azure sea met the rugged mountains, people wove stories to make sense of the world around them. These stories, known as myths, were more than just entertainment. They were a way to understand the forces of nature, the complexities of human emotions, and the eternal struggle between good and evil. At the heart of these myths were the gods and goddesses who dwelled on Mount Olympus, a majestic peak that pierced the clouds. These deities were powerful and immortal, but they were also flawed and complex, much like humans themselves. Zeus, the king of the gods, ruled the heavens with a thunderbolt in his hand. He was wise and just, but also prone to fits of anger and infidelities. His wife, Hera, the queen of the gods, was the protector of marriage and family, but she was also known for her jealousy and vengefulness. Poseidon, the god of the sea, commanded the waves and all the creatures that lived within them. He was a powerful and unpredictable force, capable of both calming the seas and unleashing devastating storms. Hades, the god of the underworld, ruled the realm of the dead with a stern hand. He was a mysterious and feared figure, but also a just and fair ruler. Athena, the goddess of wisdom and warfare, was known for her intelligence, courage, and strategic thinking. Apollo, the god of music, poetry, and light, brought beauty and inspiration to the world. Artemis, the goddess of the hunt and the wilderness, roamed the forests with her bow and arrow, protecting the wild creatures of the land. Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty, inspired passion and desire in the hearts of gods and mortals alike. Ares, the god of war, reveled in the chaos and bloodshed of battle. Hermes, the messenger god, flitted between the realms of gods and mortals, delivering news and guiding souls to the underworld. Hephaestus, the god of fire and metalworking, crafted magnificent weapons and tools for the gods. Demeter, the goddess of agriculture and the harvest, ensured that the earth provided sustenance for all. These gods and goddesses were not distant and aloof. They often intervened in the lives of mortals, sometimes helping them, sometimes hindering them, and sometimes simply using them as pawns in their own divine games. The myths of ancient Greece are also filled with heroes, men and women of extraordinary courage and skill who faced seemingly impossible challenges. Heracles, the son of Zeus, was the greatest of these heroes, renowned for his strength and his 12 labors, which included slaying the Nemean lion, cleaning the Augean stables, and capturing Cerberus, the three-headed dog that guarded the entrance to the underworld. Perseus, another great hero, slayed the Gorgon Medusa, a monster whose gaze could turn people to stone. Jason led the Argonauts on a quest for the Golden Fleece, a magical ram's fleece that was guarded by a dragon. Theseus slew the Minotaur, a half-man, half-bull creature that lived in a labyrinth on the island of Crete. And then there were the monsters, creatures of nightmare that haunted the edges of the known world. There were the Cyclopes, one-eyed giants who lived in caves and preyed on unsuspecting travelers. There were the sirens, whose enchanting songs lured sailors to their deaths on the rocky shores. There was the Hydra, a multi-headed serpent that grew 2 heads for every one that was cut off. And there was the Chimera, a fire-breathing monster with the head of a lion, the body of a goat, and the tail of a snake. These myths, passed down through generations, have shaped our culture and our understanding of the world. They remind us of the power of courage, the importance of wisdom, and the enduring struggle between good and evil. The underground temples of Damanhur. O hidden world beneath the earth, imagine yourself traveling to the rolling green hills of northern Italy, near the foothills of the majestic Alps. Here, nestled in the quiet countryside, lies a secret known to few, a vast and intricate network of underground temples, carved by hand over decades by a community of dedicated artists and visionaries. This is Damanhur, a testament to human creativity, spirituality, and the power of dreams. The story of Damanhur began in the 1970s, with a man named Oberto Eraudi, who had a vision of creating a place that would inspire and uplift the human spirit. He gathered a group of like-minded individuals, and together they embarked on an extraordinary project to build a series of temples beneath the earth, a sanctuary where art, spirituality, and nature could intertwine. With simple tools and unwavering determination, they began to dig. They tunneled deep into the rock, carving out chambers and passageways, each one more intricate and beautiful than the last. Over the years, the temples grew, expanding into a vast labyrinth of interconnected spaces, a hidden world beneath the surface. Each temple within Damanhur is dedicated to a different aspect of human experience and spiritual exploration. The Hall of Water celebrates the life-giving force of water, with shimmering mosaics and flowing sculptures that evoke the movement of rivers and oceans. The Hall of Earth honors the bounty of the earth, with vibrant colors and intricate patterns that reflect the beauty of the natural world. The Hall of Spheres is a place of meditation and contemplation, filled with crystal spheres that amplify energy and promote inner peace. The craftsmanship within the temples is truly remarkable. Every detail, from the delicate glasswork to the intricate carvings, reflects the dedication and passion of the artists. The walls are adorned with colorful mosaics made from millions of tiny pieces of glass, stone, and ceramic. The ceilings are covered in shimmering gold leaf, creating a sense of warmth and radiance. The sculptures are both beautiful and symbolic, representing ancient myths, cosmic mysteries, and the interconnectedness of all things. As you wander through the temples, you can feel the energy of the earth beneath your feet and the presence of the artists who created this extraordinary place. The air is filled with the scent of incense and the sound of gentle music, creating an atmosphere of peace and tranquility. The underground temples of Damanhur are more than just a physical place. They are a journey into the depths of the human spirit. They are a reminder that anything is possible when people come together with a shared vision and a commitment to creating something beautiful and meaningful. What Alexander the Great ate and other interesting facts about his life. Alexander was born in 356 BCE in the ancient kingdom of Macedon, a land north of Greece. From a young age, he showed signs of greatness. His father, King Philip II, was a powerful ruler and military leader, and his mother, Queen Olympias, was known for her strong will and devotion. Together, they shaped Alexander's early life, preparing him for the challenges ahead. One of the most important influences on young Alexander was his tutor, the philosopher Aristotle. Aristotle taught him about philosophy, science, medicine, and literature. This education helped Alexander develop a curious mind and a love for knowledge that stayed with him throughout his life. But today, let's focus on something a little different: what Alexander ate and how his daily life looked beyond the battlefield. Alexander's diet was simple but hearty, designed to keep him strong and ready for the many battles and long journeys he faced. He often ate barley bread, a staple food in ancient Macedonia, which provided energy and sustenance. Alongside the bread, he enjoyed fresh fruits like figs and grapes, which were abundant in the Mediterranean region. Vegetables were also part of his meals, including onions, garlic, and lentils. These foods were not only nourishing but also believed to have health benefits. Meat was an important part of his diet, especially lamb and fish, which were common in the region. Hunting was a favorite pastime of Alexander, and fresh game often made its way to his table. Wine was a common drink in Alexander's time, but it was usually diluted with water to make it less strong. It was enjoyed during meals and celebrations, often shared with friends and soldiers alike. There is a story that Alexander once drank a large cup of unmixed wine to prove his bravery, but generally moderation was valued. One interesting dish that Alexander is said to have enjoyed is called kykion. This was a traditional ancient Greek drink made from barley, water, and herbs. It was believed to refresh and energize those who drank it, especially during long journeys or after battles. Despite his busy life as a conqueror, Alexander valued meals as moments of rest and camaraderie. He often shared food with his soldiers, strengthening bonds and morale. These shared meals were important for building trust and loyalty among his troops. Alexander's life was full of remarkable stories beyond his diet. He was known for his courage and determination, leading his troops from the front and never retreating in battle. His ambition was vast. He dreamed of uniting the known world and spreading Greek culture far and wide. His conquests stretched from Greece to Egypt, where he was welcomed as a liberator and even crowned pharaoh. He founded the city of Alexandria, which became a center of learning and culture. From there, he pushed eastward into Persia and as far as India, facing many challenges and battles along the way. Alexander was also known for his respect for the cultures he encountered. He often adopted local customs and encouraged his soldiers to marry local women, blending cultures and creating a new, diverse empire. Despite his many achievements, Alexander's life was not without hardship. He faced betrayals, injuries, and the constant pressures of leadership. Yet, his determination never wavered. Legends of King Arthur, a realm of knights, magic, and destiny, Long ago, in the misty and mysterious land of ancient Britain, a time of warring kingdoms and forgotten magic, a young boy named Arthur was destined for greatness. He was raised in secret by Sir Ector, a loyal knight, unaware of his true lineage. One fateful day, a magical sword appeared, embedded in a stone. An inscription declared that whoever could draw the sword was the rightful king of England. Many tried, but none could move the blade. Arthur, still a boy, approached the stone without knowing its significance. He grasped the hilt, and with ease, drew the sword from the stone, revealing his destiny to the world. Arthur became king, but his reign was not without challenges. He faced rebellions, treachery, and the constant threat of war. But Arthur was a wise and just ruler, and he gathered around him a company of noble knights, forming the legendary Knights of the Round Table. Among these knights was Sir Lancelot, the bravest and most skilled warrior of the realm. He was Arthur's most trusted friend and ally, but their bond was tested by forbidden love. Sir Gawain, Sir Percival, Sir Galahad, and many others joined the Round Table, each with their own strengths, virtues, and stories. The Knights of the Round Table gathered at Camelot, a magnificent castle that became a symbol of Arthur's kingdom. There, they pledged to uphold justice, protect the weak, and seek the Holy Grail, a sacred relic said to possess miraculous powers. Arthur's court was also home to powerful magic. Merlin, the wise and enigmatic sorcerer, served as Arthur's advisor and guide. He used his magic to protect Arthur and his kingdom, but he also warned of dangers and guided Arthur on his path. One of the most famous quests of the Knights of the Round Table was the search for the Holy Grail. Sir Galahad, the purest of heart, was destined to find it. His journey led him through trials and tribulations, testing his faith and his courage. Arthur's reign was not without its enemies. Morgan Le Fay, Arthur's half-sister, was a powerful sorceress who sought to overthrow him. She used her magic to create illusions, sow discord, and challenge Arthur's rule. Mordred, Arthur's illegitimate son, was another threat. He was ambitious and treacherous, and he ultimately betrayed Arthur, leading to the final battle that would decide the fate of Camelot. The final battle took place at Camlin, a field shrouded in mist and sorrow. Arthur and Mordred faced each other in a duel that would determine the future of Britain. Arthur struck Mordred a mortal blow, but Mordred, in his dying act, wounded Arthur as well. As Arthur lay dying, he was taken to the mystical island of Avalon, a place of healing and magic. There, he was tended to by the Lady of the Lake, a powerful sorceress who guarded the entrance to Avalon. Some say that Arthur sleeps in Avalon, waiting for the day when Britain needs him again. Others say that he has passed on to the realm of legend, his spirit forever watching over the land he loved. The legends of King Arthur are more than just stories. They are a reflection of our hopes, our dreams, and our ideals. They remind us of the importance of courage, justice, and loyalty, and they inspire us to strive for a better world.